Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. Today I wanted to take a look at Transformers Generations War for Cybertron SIEGE Deluxe Ironhide. And here he is in all his cyber van glory, and I think he looks terrific. Out of all of the Siege figures, the deluxes that we've gotten so far, I think he excited me the most. I like all the weaponizers, I like flywheels, but Ironhide, we haven't gotten a terrific Ironhide figure yet. In the Generations line, we had Classics Ironhide, which I think was kind of fine, but had some issues with articulation and construction. We got Combiner Wars Ironhide, which was just kind of a remold. Here we've got like a proper van-ish Ironhide that turns into a big guy, and I'm just really excited by him. In his alt mode, my only real complaints, so he's got like this gold stripe, which I think will be extended further by gold repro labels. I think that'll be fixed, no problem. I like this silver detail here. If you look kind of there, you'll see that, like, I guess this is an attempt at battle damage, but god damn does that look like some terrible silver dry brushing. That, I think, most of this stuff I ignored. But this, I think I am gonna have to clean off, or maybe put clean off and put my own silver accents on there. Or I don't know if repro labels will do something for all of this, but you'll see on his, when he turns into his spot mode, it's a real issue. I also wish that his wheels had a little bit of silver in them. Other than that, I think he looks pretty great. My only other real complaint, I like the front in general. I like, this is kind of picked out in a white gray, light gray instead of a yellow. But I like his overall shape. I like the van design. I wish, and I'm sure repro labels will fix this, with a decal that sits behind this windshield or covers the windshield up so that you don't see the back of his robot mode head there. It does open, and you get some additional silver detailing here. I do wish that this the head could fold away even further and you could sit a Titan Master in there. I think that would be really cool. I think it's a little small for that, but I think that would be a really cool detail to have included if they had the budget for it. I know that there was a lot of speculation that this was some sort of remold of Titan's Return Cup, and that is just simply not true. I mean, there's a similar design aesthetic, which I appreciate because they're both like Cybertron future vehicle modes, but no, they don't share anything at all. But yeah, Ironhide looks great, and he's pretty big for a deluxe figure. If you're comparing him to Prowl here, he is bigger and chunkier. He doesn't really weigh more. I was surprised by, the Siege figures in general felt denser. I think that he has the same mass about as the smaller Siege vehicles, but they use that mass to help him grow in size. But yeah, he looks pretty good. I really like his gun detail, which we'll get into in a little bit. But that's pretty much it for this mode. I think the only thing to compare him to now would be just my current Ironhide. So here is Prime Ironhide. And as you can see, much, much smaller. I was a little hesitant to replace Prime Ironhide, but after playing around with Siege Ironhide, I think Prime Ironhide is going to go up on eBay. This guy is terrific. And we can go ahead and get into transformation. Let me raise my camera just a little bit. Okay, so starting out, we're going to take these panels on his legs and fold them out like that to free up his arms. You can get his arms separated and fold his shoulders out. And this kind of, these panels like to come off all the time. This kind of, as you can see, his general robot mode here. Next, you can fold these panels back in now that the arms are out of the way, and they go all the way closed and they form big stopping legs. You can fold this panel, yeah, on the transformation, this is my biggest complaint, is this could have really used a pin to hold this in place, because those panels just love to pop off. So you've got the legs pretty much done. You can come in, open up his chest, get his head out of the way, and you want to rotate his head, or his chest piece, sorry, I missed a step. You want to disconnect the underside of his vehicle mode from his chest, and that allows you to rotate his chest piece all the way around. And then you can come in, his chest is actually on a double hinge, so you can fold it down to give him kind of some of that Ironhide belly haunch that he's known for, paunch, I guess. Get his arms where you want them, and then you can close up this back part, and it kind of clips around his shoulders. And it's a pretty simple transformation. I mean, he is a Siege Deluxe, but now you've got this big old Ironhide, and he looks terrific. Let's give him his gun. I mean, this is a fantastic looking Ironhide. And actually, let's go ahead and move the camera back down a little bit. But yeah, Ironhide looks awesome. Again, like for a deluxe figure, he's big. Prime Ironhide was an itty bitty boy, but you can see, like, as much as I like this guy and I like kind of the Bay Ironhide homages with his double guns and everything, this to me is a much more striking robot man. Ironhide just looks terrific. Comparing him to his wave mate in Siege, I mean, he's not a Voyager, but he's definitely in between the normal Deluxe and Voyager height ranges. He actually, you know, they shared kind of some similar design notes in alt mode, but the Cup Transtector body and Ironhide, they both do the same trick where they seem to grow a little bit. I think Cup grows more because Ironhide was already pretty big as a van. But I really appreciate what they've put into giving us a great Ironhide figure. And he is great. Like I mentioned before, he's a little lightweight compared to how big he is, but he weighs about the same as any other Deluxe. He's got decent head wiggle. You can kind of let me raise that camera one more time. Yeah, his head sculpt looks lovely. It almost looks like a younger Ironhide. I mean, which would make sense if this is, you know, before the war. But yeah, he's got, you know, a good amount of swivel and wiggle in there. His shoulders do 360 and they go out way past 90, which I appreciate just due to the way kind of his transformation joints work. He goes a little bit past 90 on the elbow, which I like. He does have a wrist swivel, which is always nice when you got a weapons specialist. The knees go up plenty before they get blocked by his gut, and they go back plenty. I mean, he is just a clean robot mode in general, which I appreciate in an Ironhide figure. And you do have, again, every Siege toy is getting terrific ankle rockers, which I, again, appreciate. My only real complaint about him is, again, like, look at that paint job on, oh, you can't even see it. Look at that paint job on those feet. That doesn't look like battle damage. That looks like silver was splashed onto his boots. If it was brown, maybe, and it was, like, muddy, I think the effect might look a little bit better, like dirt had smeared onto his big old stomping boots. He's physically, he's a little hollow, but he doesn't look that hollow. His backpack is super clean. You know, he looks like a terrific Ironhide, and he poses like one, and you can give him his weapon, which seems to have a joint in here, I guess, to get it into this hammer mode. There we go. So you can do that with your gun, which I appreciate kind of having that. Oh, you can even, I don't know if Ironhide can do it with his arm dexterity. No. Well, maybe if I go overhead. Almost. You could almost wield the hammer with two hands, but I still appreciate that. His gun transforms. I always like that on a transformer. The turrets on the gun, or these pieces. Oh, I kind of assumed that these would take the blast effect pieces, but I guess this is slightly too big. So I was hoping I'd be able to stack 6 of the blast effect pieces in here, but it looks like that is not the case, which is a little bit disappointing. This end of the blast effect piece is a little too big for it. So I guess that's another little complaint I have about the figure. But other than that, you know, he's dynamic, he's posable, he holds up well, his construction is good. The small nitpicks I have about him do not diminish this as a great Ironhide figure, which I think if you're looking for a Generations Ironhide, this right now is the one you gotta go with. I guess I should lower my camera a little bit. I think this is the one you gotta go with. And I'm really happy I picked up. For 20 bucks, easy recommendation. For the $10 I got off Hasbro Pulse, it's a frickin' steal. And it makes, you know, parting with Prime Ironhide a little easier. So this guy I think is gonna go up on eBay. But yeah, that was Transformers Generations War for Cybertron SIEGE Ironhide. And I did not get Chromia, so the last one we'll be looking at next week will be 6 Gun. Thanks everyone, have a great day.